Hey, listen, Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 496. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to talk about the state of universes beyond. Now, hit our theme song! Now we reassess.
You do some hey Ryan and I do some what is going down?
And then I say, look at this. Look at this box right here. It's shiny.
Oh yeah? Not even a frickin' collector box?
But look how shiny it is. Look at that. All foil and stuff.
Yeah, that's like a collector deck?
Yeah.
How does this sound, Gary? If I do like this kind of shit, is that okay?
Yeah. What?
The meter, you guys are legitimately exact same.
Legit.
I have the headphones on and you sound the exact fucking same.
So we shouldn't quit is what you're saying.
Well, we still want to get the nice transition from you do it.
Yeah. So you know what I think we should do now.
Yeah, here you go.
Hey Ryan, we're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're off the Final Fantasy train for the most part.
Ish.
And we're going to talk about Universes Beyond and whether or not it has absolutely destroyed Magic as a game, fractured the community, only made the fat cats fatter, and whether or not we all hate it, and this game is terrible, and everything's over, and fuck off.
Magic is dying. Sky's falling.
Yep. Before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, the resource for all your gaming needs, your Universes Beyond needs, your Final Fantasy needs, your Squaresoft needs, your playmat needs, dice. What else do they have there? Everything.
Everything.
You want game stuff? They got it all, and you can pay less for it by using the special promo code CCONation. It's 5% off. Saves you dollars and lets them know that their partnership with us is a good one.
Oh, very much so. And I frickin' just did a fusion order.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I went wide, if you will.
Okay.
And you will.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I will, yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
So I got me some, we're talking Universes Beyond.
We are.
I got some Dungeons and Dragons Magic cards.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons books. You can get them there.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely,
Yep.
you can, yeah.
Got Dungeons and Dragons card.
Okay.
Fallout cards.
Ooh.
I got Final Fantasy cards.
Ooh.
Yeah, cargo ship, baby.
Cargo ship?
It's the blue vehicle that you draw and discard when it attacks or whatever.
What about the whale?
Didn't get the whale.
Oh.
Your mother's huge ass, still at Fusion. If you want to go pick it up, it's in stock.
Okay. All right.
Yep. I was this close to getting another One Ring, but didn't.
What?
Didn't. Well, lots of money. Though it would be less money because CCO Nation promo code would have gave me a discount.
You know what? The One Ring costs 4, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Nah, then Bella wouldn't be a 1 anymore. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
No. Bella, no.
No game changers for Bella.
No game changers. Yeah, One Ring. Pretty good, though.
It's not a bad card.
Yeah, so I just made a fusion order. It's going to be here hopefully in time for CCO Experience Las Vegas.
Yes.
I made the order today, and usually in my part of Canada, they get me my order in 3 business days. So it should be here by Tuesday or Wednesday. That is so frickin' fast. And even people from the land of the free, where you pay in freedom units and bald eagle piss,
Yes.
they literally say to me, oh my God, why would I ever shop from XYZ big magic jerk-off site ever again when Fusion can get me cards to Florida or Oregon or Texas in like 4 days? Oh my God, I don't even get a shipping notification from XYZ jerk-off magic site.
Correct.
For 4 days. And Fusion already has me my cards.
Yeah.
So I know they just did like a big restock. I had some intel on when they did their restock.
Why didn't you tell me? There's so lot of things I want too, Ryan.
Well, because being me has some perks. I'm just kidding. But they did a restock, and I definitely CCO Nation promo coded.
Fucking good.
Yeah.
Fucking good. You know what else is good?
What is it?
Pile of Bones Brewing Co. They're the second coolest thing to come out of Regina, and they are also the official refreshment sponsor for CCO Sidewalk Slam Season 3. We're still working on it to release on YouTube.
Yes, sir. I have to get the video to Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
T-codes.
Tell him we expect to watch it on the television in Vegas. Complete.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to tell him that.
Mm-hmm. You
I'm
got
not.
6 days, bro. Wait. No, he's going to be watching this on Tuesday. You got 2 days, bro.
You'd
Up
see me
to it.
shaking and nodding and the visual effect on my face
Mhm.
if you're watching on YouTube.
Which you should be.
Because we very much appreciate all of the new subs, the YouTube
Yeah.
members. The YouTube members, that's a great way to support the show. If you're not into patreon.com/CCO
Yeah, there
podcast,
we
see
go.
what I did there? You'd see that on YouTube. If you're not into the patron way of supporting the show, you could always become a YouTube member, and you can get like little emojis or avatars when you're a member. So when you comment on the show, I can see all that stuff. I can see who the commenters and stuff are.
That's exciting.
Great way to support the show. And I am sort of stream curious for YouTube. It would be, I'll say, relatively easy for us to say, hey, Uncle Brando, on recording days, and producer Gary, big thanks to him and the Dufferin Avenue Media Network Studio Network. Studio Network.
Studio.
If we wanted to live stream CCO, let's say, instead of doing a pre-record, we could do a raw show right onto YouTube. If you're a member, you get like preferred comments, and we can see your comment right on our screen so we can answer it and shit. And that's like a reason to become a member.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Gary and Uncle Brando don't pay attention to the comments, but I do.
Sometimes I read them. When I ask a question and I want the answer,
Oh, yes.
I always go in and read all the comments.
Yes.
And then sometimes I like the comments, and sometimes I forget to like the comments.
Yes.
But I'm there. I'm
Yes.
lurking. You people saying shit. I'm reading it.
Yeah, he's a lurker. He is.
Yeah.
He
I'm in the
is.
Discord all the time. I just don't always have something to add.
It's fine. It's a great benefit to becoming a patron.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for Vegas coming up.
Me too.
Oh my God, I need a vacation. Not kidding. I was telling Uncle Brando and Gary that for the last month with my new stupid job and my son's baseball and football, my wife's football, then she got surgery on her face because she got into a fight. Just kidding, she didn't, but she would. It's been like 14-hour days for like 36 days in a row or something.
Huh.
Yeah, it's been pretty intense.
It's too much.
Yeah, you're telling me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't have a job, and I only have like 12-hour days.
Oh, another great reason to become a patron. Oh my God. Speaking of which, we had an increaser.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very kind.
Yes, you'll remember from Vegas. Oh man. I don't remember what year. She definitely would because she got married there.
Oh, yeah.
Rabendick.
Yeah, I remember. That was so much fun.
Long time CCO patron.
Oh, that was super fun. I really enjoyed that.
Rabendick.
Rabendick Charles.
Oh man, yeah. Married in Vegas.
Yeah.
You walked her down the aisle.
I
We
did.
had cake after right in the frickin' command zone.
That was super fun.
Yeah,
I
people were
really-
taking pictures and shit.
That was really cool.
That was great, man. That's the kind of stuff that Vegas is so awesome for. Like, people come there because it's the biggest show.
Yeah.
And slight sidebar, if you're ever thinking about going to a Magic Con, this is our last recording before we go to Magic Con, I think.
I think so too.
We're taking a week off next week because 14-hour days
Yeah.
and travel, and Vegas because where we are, you got to fly like on Thursday and you got to fly home on Monday. So it's
Yeah.
almost a week that we're kind of out of commission.
Mhm.
And
And then we have to, when I come home, I get home at 1 a.m. in the morning, and then I got to be up for 6 after a 5-day bender in Vegas to drive my dad to get an operation.
oh yeah,
So I'm fucking
he's got water on the
out.
knee.
He's got, it's on his eye. Something to do with his eye.
Water on the eye.
Yeah.
That's not a saying.
Nope. Nope.
Shout out if you got the water on the knee joke.
Operation.
Yeah,
it's,
there
it's
you
a whole
go.
bucket. See, Operation. You think you're gonna hit me with a toy reference from the 80s? I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Come on, man. I know lots about not many things, but one of those things is old stupid shit that I saw on TV.
One of those things is operating.
I could be a doc. No, I couldn't. I really.
I don't know.
I just walk in all scrubbed up, like, listen up, you
Oh,
fucks.
hey, you know what I will say?
It's a weird one.
Speaking of doctors, Gemstone Mine John, actual doctor.
You're shitting me.
Yes, very much so.
He's a poop doctor, or he's not a doctor?
He is a doctor, not of poop, of
Oh.
regular medicine.
No fucking way.
Yeah, in America.
Holy shit. He must have so much money.
I don't know.
We should kill him and wear him as a suit, and then we can be doctors. That's how that works, right? Osmosis. That's how it works, right? Yeah, like you unzip somebody and then you get it, right?
Yes.
You just
You
switch.
make sure you rub the lotion on the skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure that's how that works.
What I was going to say, Gemstone Mine John has been, like I have been, very busy.
Yeah.
And he has taken a small hiatus from Gemstone Mine, but it is coming back.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so
like
he's
that
got a
show.
bunch of thoughts about Universes Beyond and game changers and, oh man, ban list updates and brackets
Oh,
and
shit.
how all of that pertains to the culture around CEDH and the meta and deck choices. And oh man, he said he's got so much thoughts and so much stuff, but he just hasn't had time to get to any of it because he's been
Dang.
working so much because he's a freaking doctor.
That's awesome.
And that's like kind of important work.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not down and out. He's not down for the count. He just needed some time, and he's going to be back. So I wanted to say that because he's part of the Commander Cookout Media Group, the CCOMG, if you will. And
yeah.
I wish he was coming to Vegas.
He's not?
Alas,
Oh,
he's
that sucks
freaking.
balls.
Yeah, I know. He's my least favorite person again.
Man, I was
Yeah.
actually looking forward to seeing him for the first time ever.
Yeah. You definitely saw him in Minneapolis. Nope, Chicago.
No, I wasn't looking forward to seeing him that time, though. I was looking forward to seeing him this time.
Oh,
I
yes.
wasn't looking forward to seeing him.
Thank
last
you
time.
for the clarification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he's not coming.
Well, damn it.
Yeah, F him.
Yeah, F that guy. We didn't
F
wanna
you,
see him
John.
anyway.
That's
Yeah.
that F you, Gemstone Mine John.
There it is.
Yeah.
For real, though, last thing we'll say about the patrons before we actually move on and talk about some magic stuff.
Oh, yeah?
It always surprises me not the kind of people, but like the occupations
Yeah.
that our people do. Like there's like astronaut people, and there's like engineers and doctors and people that like run major kind of infrastructure. Like it's amazing, like the kind of just depth and breadth of the people that show up in the nation. And it's humbling and it's amazing that all these different kinds of people want to listen to our stupid asses talk
Man,
about magic.
You know what's so interesting about that, and this is my final thought before we actually talk about magic, is I started a new job 5 weeks ago, and
You hate it.
you know what? I don't hate it. I'm a lot more mature. I'm older. I have just a stronger comprehension of the type of work it is now than when I was in my 20s when I did the same kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever anybody asks me, and I'm not going to get into it on the show right now, because whenever anybody asks me about it, it's so boring. It is just, what do you do? Oh, this. And everybody's like, right?
Why did
But
I ask that?
Because it's a people-centric or a people-focused job, despite the description of it being very fucking boring, because I work with people, it's very
People are endlessly entertaining.
endlessly entertaining, and there's stuff and questions and stories, and I don't want to say drama because that carries a negative connotation,
Sure, but-
and it does,
Yeah.
and it is,
Yeah.
but there's never a shortage of things to say or talk about. And that's how I feel about the patrons, because when we call them the patrons or CCO Nation at large, or we talk about the CCO Dude Bros, that kind of is it's insulation against who they actually are as people, and they're actually people.
Yeah.
So when I say like F.U. Aiden is coming to Vegas.
That's
He's from
sick.
Saskatoon. He's been on Sidewalk Slam a bunch of times. He's a Slampian even. I have no idea how because he's terrible at Magic. He'll tell you that.
Yes, he is.
And
Yes, he will.
you talk about engineers like Rusty Trom Jones. Like, how is that guy an engineer?
Yeah.
He wants to play hockey and drink beer. Like,
All the time.
right?
It's awesome.
Yeah. And it's people. And that's what CCO Nation is. And that's what makes it special, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going into Vegas with a very people-centric focus and just ready to enjoy the convention as a person and not as a business entity or somebody trying to, schmooze or build a credibility or whatever, which I wanted to say on the show proper, not just the pre-show yesterday.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be the first one for me ever that's like that.
It's going to be fun.
I'm going to be a regular ass nerd.
It's like the first time we did a vacation when we went to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And this is like your first time actually doing
the thing.
You're
Yeah.
actually going to do the thing with us, which is pretty cool. 'Cause
Yeah.
Lots of times people ask me, where's Ryan? And I say, I don't care. But I know where you are. You're schmoozing.
I don't care.
Right? I don't care. I don't care where
Oh, man. That's
Right?
great. Yeah, the only things I'm going to miss are going to be Gemstone Mine John not being there, alas.
Yeah.
And Sideburns Vizier not going to be there.
Oh.
And not going to have all of those frickin' bottles of Malort. And he's watching. I know he is.
Oh,
I'm going to miss the Malort.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
Malort's a Midwest thing, and I won't miss it in Vegas because they have
What's the
literally
Vegas
everything
Malort? I
else.
don't even-
The Vegas Malort?
Yeah.
Prostitutes? I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
We've gone off the rails. You know what else is off the rails? This is a weird one. Universes Beyond.
Off
and
the rails.
the numbers of them, and they have derailed the game. See, is that clickbaity? Am I saying clickbaity thing? It's like, are people going to go, oh man, they're going to just dump all over it, and they hate it too?
What's them from stopping doing every second set as Universes Beyond and every set being Universes Beyond? What's next? Fucking Peppa Pig. What's next?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Oh, good one. That would actually be a good one.
That would be cool.
That'd be a good one.
There'd be vehicles. There'd be only like 5 legendary creatures.
5 legendary
Right.
creatures. There'd be a mystery machine vehicle.
Yep.
That's a whole secret layer. Done. Print the product. It's done.
Yeah.
That is the whole product.
Yes.
Yes.
And it'd be great.
Yes.
I would totally get that.
You know what? You could even make them reskins, and the mystery machine could be maybe Looter Scooter, maybe Smuggler's Copter.
Nah, it doesn't fly.
Oh shit!
Mystery Machine don't fly.
Yeah, frick. Okay,
Yeah.
well, pick one that doesn't fly,
Yeah.
and like Scooby Doo is some dog that everybody plays already,
Yeah.
like something companion, whatever, right?
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
And
Shaggy would be Norn the Wary.
you just want that, you
Because he's a coward. He's scared of everything. He always runs away.
He's scared of everything.
That would be a really good choice, I think.
And you need one for your everything isn't a magic card deck.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You
Now
piece of trash. I see right through your ploy.
You got me.
Yeah, off the rails. I don't know. That's clickbaity. You're right.
Yeah, but let's do this. We started way back in 2020, the very first Universes Beyond, and I remember this really, really well. And I don't remember nothing. Was The Walking Dead real human beings with faces we recognize?
Yes.
On a magic card for I think the first time.
Nope. Albert Einstein is on a card from Legends.
That doesn't count.
Presence of the Master.
Like, and then there's those like 3 guys that won world tours and got their faces on cards.
Oh, yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But I'm talking like en masse, like fictional characters on magic cards, mechanically unique. This one was different because the only way to get them was to buy a
Yeah,
secret lair.
we've talked about this before for sure.
And everybody thought, "Holy shit, this is the end. This is the end."
Little did they know.
It's the end of days, and we don't care about this list bullshit and da 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 da. Am I right?
Yeah.
Since then, things have gone more or less off the rails. They've inserted them into real sets.
Well,
like they did with
they went back to normal and said we're going to give you mechanically unique secret layers of outside of MTG franchises like Stranger Things, but we're also going to make sure that the mechanically not unique in-universe versions exist. And
are they still doing that?
I don't think so.
I don't think they are.
Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. They changed the product from that.
Yeah.
Like think of Stranger Things and Walking Dead.
Yep.
They changed the product to Warhammer, where it's available to everybody. It ain't just a secret lair.
Whole decks.
Lord of the Rings,
Whole sets.
Doctor Who, and most recently Final Fantasy.
Yeah. And I guess Assassin's Creed 2 was there.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them. And they also mixed in things like Transformers and Evil Dead, The Princess Bride, that weren't mechanically unique, but did have new art treatments and different names that were reskinned.
Yes.
So there's a schmozzle, a smorgasbord, if you will, of different kinds of universes beyond. And I don't think the question is like mechanically unique is out the window now, because now the product is, oh my God, look at how much we can do and make, and the endless kind of horizon that is all of these other non-Magic IPs that we can just kind of superimpose Magic onto instead of creating our own thing. Or, sorry, in addition to creating our own thing.
Yeah. Well,
because they're not making Magic sets. They're just making Magic sets in addition to Universes Beyond products.
And I think that the Universes Beyond, I mean, this is probably going to make me wildly unpopular, but I think that the Universes Beyond Magic sets there's zero things wrong with them. Like,
oh, you don't think they're too powerful?
No.
You don't think that the power level interests people who otherwise wouldn't be interested or actively opposes that IP?
I'm sure that it might, but
Yes.
I think that proportion is very, very small.
Mm.
And I mean, looking at Lord of the Rings, everybody agrees this set is cracked. It's so powerful. It's so good.
I don't know if it is now.
There's
Compared to modern Magic sets and Final Fantasy, the power level at the toppest end of Final Fantasy is fine.
Yeah.
And the precons, now that we're in the synergy age of Commander, the precons from Final Fantasy are probably better than the precons from Lord of the Rings. Faster or more consistent or more powerful or any combination thereof.
Yeah, I played against the Esper one with 5-color mono White Angel Aaron yesterday, and that deck was crazy good. Like, it was so freaking good. And granted, that's only one game. Maybe he got lucky or whatever, good draws. But the fact is, that deck is very, very good.
Maybe you're bad at Magic.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. But there was 2 other guys there. We can't all be bad at Magic.
Well, you certainly can't all be good at Magic.
That's true.
That's how Magic works.
Quick game story.
Sure.
I get in with Rev.
Yeah.
All 3 characters. This isn't the Homeward Path story that I told on the pre-show yesterday.
Yeah.
All 3 players exile the top card of their library.
Okay.
Land. Well, fuck. Next turn. Let's do that again. Land. So now I'm hot.
Then somebody drops Homeward Path.
No, Homeward Path hasn't happened yet. So he gets in again. 3rd time. This time, I have a creature with first strike.
Ooh.
So now I'm going to get to see 4 cards. Land. What the fuck?
You're bad at Magic.
Then somebody won the game. Game was over. Next game, I untapped Ryan with an Atali.
Ooh, that's good.
Like
Like the play from the top.
Primal Storm play for
like
free.
OG Atali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I taxed with it, Ryan.
Oh.
Swinging in with an Atali.
Oh, I like this part.
It's so good, right? I'm so excited. I'm going to play cards I don't own. I'm going to make treasures. This is going to be so fucking good.
Land.
God damn it. Variance, baby. Holy crap. It was such a killer.
Or
Oh,
lack thereof.
my goodness. It was just...
Did everybody howl except you?
I also laughed. It was
Okay,
very
good.
funny. It's like...
Good.
Toby's like, how are you so bad at this? I'm like, shut up. You shut up.
Did you ask him how hard you to feel how hard you can punch?
No, I couldn't, because I couldn't punch very hard at that moment.
No.
Fucking 6-6.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was just
no,
awful.
that's great.
But that's the story. Anyways, so we're back to the Universe. I don't think that the sets are overpowered. I think Final Fantasy is a perfectly... If it wasn't, like, skinned in Final Fantasy, I actually think this set kind of sucks. You know, like, there's some particular cards that I really, really like, but I don't think it's anything gangbusters. I don't think it's anything insane.
Well,
I don't think
yeah,
2
and
years from now, how many things are we really going to see anymore?
I
know?
actually like that take, and this is why. When we look at Final Fantasy and compare it to all of the other Universes Beyond sets that we saw.
Yeah.
And Universe Beyond sets, I'm going to call Final Fantasy a set.
Mhm.
I'm going to call Lord of the Rings a set
Mhm.
and a product because it had a whole thing, 3 different kinds of packs, pre-cons. It was a set.
Yeah, it was a draftable product.
Oh, yeah. And Lord of the Rings frickin' sealed was awesome. Yep. I'm going to call Doctor Who a set.
Sure.
You could get every card in the pre-cons and it was only available in collector packs, but it was a set.
Sure.
And if that's a set, I'm going to call Warhammer 40K a set.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to buy a collector box, you can just buy all the pre-cons and you have every card like Doctor Who.
Correct. And Fallout.
I'm going to call Fallout a set because there was booster packs and pre-cons, etc. Okay,
Yes.
so those are our sets.
Okay.
When you look at them as sets, this is the only single dinkin' one that you're going to be able to play in standard.
Yes.
And that matters
Yes.
because power level at common, uncommon, and rare is going to be important. If you draft this set, if you play sealed with this set like it's designed to be, all of that shit matters. That's important.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would expect going forward Universes Beyond, because volume at large scale events and volume through local game stores and volume through online retailers selling to people who want standard playable and standard decks and modern and extended, not extended, just modern, Pioneer. You need all of these cards and all of that volume. You need all that stuff in these sets.
Yes.
Right? And you can't have everything be One Ring and Orcish Bowmasters and Sauron the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
You can't have everything be that if it's going to be in standard.
Mhm.
Can you imagine if frickin' Sauron the Dark Lord was in, and the One Ring was
Well,
in standard?
The One Ring would be a nightmare. Like, it blew up every format it was in.
Can you imagine if it was in standard where you can play 4 of them in your standard deck?
Oh.
That can't be a thing. So, of course, on average, the power level has to be consistent with what standard is. I'm not going to say dialed back because creep.
Yeah, and it's not a weak set.
No, certainly not. But it has to fall in with what standard is. And maybe on average, when you look at all the standard legal sets, maybe Final Fantasy is the most powerful one.
You think?
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it is, it's not by a wide margin. It's like, hey, this is maybe 2% more powerful than the most powerful standard set. This is the most powerful one. When Spider-Man comes out, maybe it'll be by 1 or 2% the most powerful standard set if it's legal in standard. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it is.
But
either.
other Universes Beyond that will follow Final Fantasy's trend line will be like it. It'll have great cards for Commander and other formats, Commander et al., if you will.
Ah, yes.
And also be powerful for standard so people want to buy the product. And that's the way of it. That is just how it works. Why was frickin' Tempest Block more powerful than Mirage Block? Why was Mirage Block, in theory, better than Ice Age and Alliances?
I like how you said in theory. That's important.
Right?
It's important you add the in theory.
Why was Urza Block more powerful than Tempest Block? That's real.
That's
a real
life.
one.
Yeah, well,
that's a real one.
That was a mistake. I
Well,
would argue, is
yeah,
what that was.
and
But
that's a mistake where somebody's like, "Hey, this will be cool. This will sell packs.
Yep.
This is marketable.
it worked.
The story, the power level, the crescendo that was Magic at that time, based on the story.
Yep.
That all worked. And while it was a mistake, it fucking worked until it didn't because it was a mistake. And then there's a little bit of a reset with Masks and Invasion and Odyssey, and then Onslaught. Those sets, you could argue, got more and more and more and more powerful until Mirrodin blew it out of the fucking water again.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happens with Universes Beyond pushing the envelope
Do you
with
think
power
that,
level.
Do you think that people would be more resentful of let's use Mirrodin as an example.
Yeah.
When Mirrodin came along and just it didn't ruin Magic. Well, it kind of did, actually.
It was trending to ruin Magic.
Yeah, it did a lot of damage to Magic, and people were quitting. I was one of them, right? Like, people just didn't want to play anymore.
Quitter.
Do you think that people would be more resentful of the set as a whole if it was, instead of Mirrodin, it was Spider-Man? Like, do you think people would be more mad about it?
That's a good question.
Like, would there be an extra level of just angst? You know what I mean? Like,
taking out culture and taking out like the timing of it.
yeah.
But
like, when Spider-Man comes in,
so many variables,
and it just blows Standard away. Like, and people hate it and whatever. It returns to the days of Cobblade or Affinity, or there's just this one fucking deck that everybody plays.
Man, or Rebels.
Yeah, like, are people gonna hate that extra lots because it's Universes Beyond? Do you think it would have an even bigger downside to the community?
Man, that's great. That is a fucking master's question. That's a PhD question.
Oh shit!
Because
we should get Gary to answer it.
We're in a different time. We're in a different time. We're a different people. Nothing about those scenarios are the same, and there's nothing that you could say eliminate this variable and this variable, and only focus on this, because it's different. The internet is different. The attitude towards Magic is different. The attitude towards competitive is different. The EDH exists. CEDH exists.
Yeah.
EDH Rec exists. Universes Beyond is a normal part of Magic.
They're just here now.
Power creep is an accepted thing. Price creep is an accepted thing.
Well, yeah, because it has to be.
How come people keep selling out Magic cards that are only ever more expensive? Yeah. Everything about that question is different. So what part of it do we want to look at? And can we isolate like theories within that question and weight them and say, yes, this is the weightiest part of that question, and apply that one the most?
Based on the discourse you have heard and the number of people who have commented on this, would you suggest that the average human being in Magic who's like, that's it, I'm done, I've had enough, I can't keep up, I'm done now, you're taking a break or whatever, do you think that there would be an extra level of just agitation because it's also an outside IP, which I think would add the asterisks to, you know what, I'm taking a break, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, whether you sell your collection or whatever? I think that some people, and I think this would be the crux of what I'm getting at, is because WotC had to kowtow to Disney and make Mickey Mouse the most powerful creature of all time.
Well, that's your bias.
Well, I used that one as an example because it doesn't exist.
Because you're biased.
Well, because it doesn't exist. That's a card that doesn't exist.
Yes, you're right. Steamboat Willie is more powerful than Emrakul.
Exactly. Like, and of course they had to do this, right?
Yes, yeah.
And I think that somebody leaving for that reason, with that extra little edge on their exit, I think would be less likely to kind of come back. And maybe it would be damaging to the game as a whole. You know?
I do know what you're saying. In Standard, I think no.
Okay.
And in Commander, I think no.
Well, I think, Commander, no way. People fucking love this shit in Commander. I don't care what anybody says.
But for different reasons. I think no under both of those different scenario umbrellas, but for different reasons.
Okay.
Standard, no, because it is one of the entry points into Magic.
Sure.
And it's the accepted, I'm not going to call it affordable or most affordable.
That certainly isn't that.
But it certainly isn't not that when you look at Legacy or Commander or Modern or anything that has fetch lands and shock lands.
Well, Commander is pretty affordable.
It is. And that's why my answer for Standard and Commander are different reasons.
Sure, okay.
No, not for Standard because it is attainable and it is the entry-level product if you're new, or format if you're new.
Sure.
There's an argument for Commander there, I realize.
Yes.
Especially with precons and their affordability.
Yes. But acquiring cards is it's entirely different for Commander and
exactly. Standard is what you play when you're getting in, when you learn how to draft and play sealed, and you buy a booster box, and you play in a sealed and play in a pre-release, and then you buy a booster box with your friends, and Standard is what you start playing.
Yep.
And because Universes Beyond are now in Standard, That is an acceptable way and the expected way that you interact with Magic at a
Sure.
local game store or at a tournament setting.
Yeah.
Also, younger players are going to be familiar with these IPs because they're on the internet more, and things weren't different back in my day because back in my day, they were fucking babies.
Yeah.
Literally weren't alive.
Yeah.
Right?
They
They
were
weren't alive
sperms.
when Masks was printed.
Yeah.
They weren't alive to play Ice Age and know about Combo Winter
Yeah.
and have Bazaars of Baghdad, Bazaar of Baghdad's, right? They didn't have that. That wasn't Magic to
It's
them.
Bazaar of Baghdad's, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Multiple of that.
Yes. Because yes, it's the name.
It's
yes.
different for Commander, though the answer is still no.
Yes.
Spider-Man wouldn't carry extra animosity because it's an outside IP for Commander because that shit's all over Commander. Commander is
Oh, yeah.
literally the jerk-off format where you could fight Optimus Prime versus Gimli versus Spider-Man versus the Princess Bride.
Yep.
That's literally the format.
You know what you can't get? You can't get Ash because he wasn't legendary.
But pretty soon you're going to be able to get Ash from Pokemon.
Oh,
Oh
God
man,
damn
can
it.
you imagine a crossover card game with card game?
Oh.
We're almost there with Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's
Isn't there a Final Fantasy card game?
Yeah, Triple Try. Oh no, yes, there is a collectible card game that is Final Fantasy as well. There was Transformers too.
Does anybody know that besides you?
Yeah,
No.
somebody has to know that. Come on, they sold booster boxes and everything. I got some of the cards at my house.
Got any sealed product?
No, I don't.
Ah, you're not
No,
a
I
collector
don't.
then. You fucking loser.
Actually, all the cards I get were donated to me by a very generous patron.
Oh,
Yeah. Came all the way from England just to give me a box of cards and play Magic with us and hang out. 'Cause he's a cool guy. I know.
Was it Gary Halfwit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard of her. He's been messaging me about a deck. He said he put Ent Draft Basin into a deck just because we talked about it being a CCO preview card
Oh,
that
cool.
nobody plays.
Oh, that's so
Yeah, so he
nice.
plays it
I
now.
love
So
to
shout
hear
out to Gary.
One person.
Yeah, yeah.
It's our second Gary. That's awesome.
Gary 2. Actually, this is Gary 2.
Yeah, this is
Actually, I think Gary 3 because I play Gray Merchant at Asphodel and I win games with that card.
Ass fondle.
Yes, I love fondling some ass with my face when it's suffocating me to death.
Dang.
Who went
No-
there?
No kink shaming in the
Yeah, it's
nation.
been a hard month.
I'm going to tell you that.
It's been a hard month.
It's a weird one. Let me ask you another Universes Beyond question.
Yes.
Another Magic question.
I'm ready.
Now, you don't really buy into them. I don't think you care about IPs, Lord of the Rings aside, as much as maybe the average player does. But how do you think that they are not more profitable
Mhm.
for the company, but better for us as a player base, more exciting, and not exciting, but exciting, as full ass sets?
Mhm.
Or do you like them better when they are commander decks? And I'm going to say the Secret Lair ones, I'm not even counting them.
No, you mean like Warhammer 40,000
Yes.
versus Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy.
Yes. Like, do you like them better when they're this small, contained thing, and if you like it, you like it? Or do you like the ones that are kind of more encompassing? Because if you like Doctor Who, but don't like Commander, what's really there for you?
Good point. I didn't think about it like that. This
Right?
is what I thought. I thought, man, I would have been freaking disappointed if Lord of the Rings was just like Warhammer or Doctor Who.
Yes. Yes. I would be the same way with Final Fantasy. If it was
Yes.
just a bunch of Commander decks, I would not have been happy.
Yes, but at the same time, I said to you before we actually started this recording, man, we're looking at the list of secret layers on the computer here.
Yep.
And I said, man, Warhammer 40K, that was a cool set. That was the first one. That was a cool product, standalone. I know that the decks are appreciated by the fan base. They said that they did a good job. It was very condensed and focused on what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
And the decks slapped, especially the Necron one.
Yeah.
And that was great.
Hmm.
When CCO Ryan, the guy who does Magic coverage,
Yes.
I liked Warhammer 40K also for that reason too. It was neat and tidy and easy for us to look at the decks and talk about them, review them, look at the cards, put them into our decks if we wanted to break them apart.
Yeah.
For an IP that I don't know as much about, despite what you think after watching Commander Cookout, like Final Fantasy,
Sure.
it's like, oh man, I'm having a tough time with this because there's like 500 new cards.
Yep.
And all but maybe 10 of them don't apply to me because I don't get it or I don't care.
That's fair.
Is
Yeah.
kind of an insensitive way to put it, but I don't care.
Yeah.
enough to learn about why that this is a flavor win or powerful or why it's powerful.
Yeah.
If you, I didn't care about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But I know people did, and I appreciated those precons like I appreciated the Warhammer 40K ones, which I also don't know anything about, but I know that I want to play Warhammer. I know that I want to play it. I know
think
that
you don't
I
have
want
time or money now.
Well, yeah,
Holy
exactly. And that's why I don't play. But I want to play it. I want to know what the story is because it's apparently deep and rich and tragic. All of the things that I like about stories.
Yeah.
I want to paint my own minis. I want to have a big freaking table with terrain on it and move my guys with a tape measure. I want to do all that.
Yeah.
And those precons made me want to do it more.
Ooh.
The Doctor Who ones didn't make me want to play it more.
No.
It
made me excited to get our picture taken in front of the phone booth. That was cool.
Yes, and we did.
And we did.
The Final Fantasy whole set didn't make me want to play Final Fantasy more.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The Lord of the Rings set made me want to explore the art and the names of the cards, the characters, the flavor text. But I'm biased. I already liked that. And I wanted to explore it granularly to see if they lived up to my standards.
Sure.
And I wanted to enjoy the thing I already enjoy more.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
that.
what do you like when you have beer and nachos?
Beer and nachos.
More beer and nachos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you like.
Yes.
So you want more of it.
Yes.
And that's what it was with that set. So I don't know. That's a
I ask good questions.
Yeah, that was a good question. and going back to your question about Spider-Man creating more animosity if it breaks the format because it's a Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
Think of the One Ring.
Yeah.
Do people hate the Lord of the Rings set because it had one of the most broken cards of all time in it? I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
They just hate that card. And it got banned and warped a lot of gameplay. But the game adjusts.
Mm-hmm.
The game adjusts.
I feel like we might already be in one of those because I saw a couple of posts actually where people were talking about a standard. I don't know shit about standard. I'm not going to pretend I do. But they were saying, well, here we are. This deck is back again. And it's like all of the top 12 of whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's still happening and the game's still working. So, I mean, maybe it isn't happening or it's not as bad as I might think or as bad as it used to be.
Well, I mean, and there's always a best deck there, and there's always a boogeyman, and there's always one that in a top 8 is 4 out of the top 8 are one deck. And there's always one deck that has, a 55 to 60% win rate or above 60% win rate, 61% win rate.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it rotates and they don't ban anything because there's going to be a rotation. Maybe there's a banning in standard.
Right.
Like we've seen so many bannings in standard since, man.
Lord of the Rings.
Well, since
before Lord of the Rings.
Since Universes Beyond started, maybe since their fire design tactics, like fun, interesting,
really expensive,
powerful. Maybe it's FIPE.
No,
Fire.
that was the R and the E. Fun, interesting, really expensive. Fire.
And super good.
Fires.
Fires, yeah. Whatever that tactic acronym is, it's changed design such that there has been bannings in standard. And I think the worst thing that they could do, and here's where I've come on the Spider-Man question and why it's a good one.
Okay.
I think the worst thing they can do is
here we go.
Print a Spider-Man set or print a Lord of the Rings set and say, play with these cards in standard. Play with these cards in Commander. Our 2 entry-level formats. Oh, but this one's banned. And I think the One Ring is like a tragedy and worst case scenario. Because what's the one thing that Lord of the Rings is about?
One ring.
The one fucking ring.
Yeah.
And it's banned everywhere. Or it's a game changer. You can't play that in your precon because it makes your deck a 4. Right? You can't play it in Commander. You can, but hear me out for sake of argument.
Yeah.
And you can't play it in Standard because it ain't legal.
right?
And it's banned in whatever other formats. Like, what if Spider-Man, the great Peter Parker jerk-off card,
Yep.
was banned in Standard and banned in Commander, or banned as Commander, or a Game Changer? It's like, oh, I guess the thing that's selling our set, nobody can play with.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst case scenario, and I think that they know that. And
Ooh.
because they know that from a marketing standpoint, they don't do it.
Yeah.
They don't make Arcbound Ravager, right? They don't make Tarmogoyf, or they don't make Brainstorm at Common, or whatever they don't make Necropotence. They don't make Tolarian Academy. They don't make Memory Jar. Mind you, they never mean to make those cards.
Yeah, they never mean
They
to.
never
and
mean
that's
to
the,
make them.
And that's the issue, right? Like, I think that's
Yeah.
this is a mistake. It got through somebody. Skull Clamp, right?
Yes.
Like
What's the one?
was
Nadu. They changed one word on Nadu, and it made the card broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skull Clamp, a +1 or a -1.
Big
It
difference.
made the card broken because you can clamp 1/1s and just draw 10 cards.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
Pretty good.
It's all right. And it's 2 cards each.
Or
right? Like, holy shit.
Or that's the one word that they changed. Maybe it's +1, -1, but you only draw 1 when it dies.
Yeah. It was an uncommon too, wasn't it?
Maybe the
Skull Clamp?
yeah,
Holy
maybe
fuck.
maybe the equip cost is 2 or 3 instead of 1.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many little knobs and dials you can change, and it changes everything.
And all those cards we talked about, not a single one of them come out of Universes Beyond.
Well, and that's
Not a single one.
fantastic.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't Universes Beyond that makes the card broken. It's somebody tweaking a knob, and it's an accident, and it's nobody's intention. Nobody says, oh, let's make a card that we know they're going to ban. Oh my God. Nobody says that because it's not good for the game.
That would be really funny if there's like the one little gremlin guy and they go to him, Dean? He's in my mind, his name's Dean.
Yeah.
Your time has come, my friend. And he's like, oh yeah, right? And he just blows the whole format to shit, right?
Oh man. You know what?
He's got his own face on it. He's like, doing the troll face.
Right now there's a little bit of a, I don't know, renaissance, revolution. It's stupid. It's stupid, but there's this thing called the enhanced games. Think Olympics, but there's no rules. So you can take steroids.
Well, it's just steroid Olympics.
It's
Yeah,
the
I've always
steroid
wanted to
Olympics.
see that.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
exists. It's called the enhanced games. And people that win gold medals like win $1 million. Like, it's a thing. Look it up. Talk about it on your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, enhanced games. And
Oh my God.
what's stopping them from saying like, oh, Spider-Man is the enhanced games set? It's legal in Standard, and then they just fucking ban the whole thing, right? Because everything's on steroids. And if you want to play Spider-Man, it's legal in Standard, but half the cards are banned. So if you want to play Spider-Man, you got to play like Spider-Man Draft or Spider-Man Sealed or pre-release.
Yeah, or modern or whatever the hell. Where
Yeah.
It's harder to break in.
Yeah, right? Like, and that's the thing that I don't think you want.
No.
Because
yeah.
how do you play it and how do you know? And they'll never do that because excitement.
Yeah.
The more people can play with the cards, the more they want to buy the cards.
Mm-hmm.
And the more they adjust power levels and rarities and put them in packs at a certain clip and make special printings. And we as consumers and retailers, as consumers and resellers, have to do the math and understand distribution and how much they have to order. And that's all planning and money, and it's an enterprise, and that's how it works. And we are just part of it.
We're just here.
We're just part of it. And
We're grease on the cogs.
we're grease on the cocks. We're baby oil between the butt cheeks. And you could look at that as a pessimist or an optimist. We are just here as neutral. We are just a victim of it, is the pessimist's view, or the optimist's view is we get to be part of it and we get to play Magic and do it, right?
Which is pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool. And
Pretty fun game.
If they ban one ring and I have 9 of them, it's like, I guess I have 9 of them.
We wouldn't have a show without Magic, boys.
There it
true.
is. There it is.
We wouldn't be, none of us would even be here. We'd all be just yanking our cranks and hating on Pokemon.
I do like yanking cranks, but I do like Pokemon.
I never played Pokemon. No, I did. I played
You're too old.
my buddy Jordan Cameron showed me how it worked,
Never heard of her.
and I played one game, and I was like, this sucks.
Is that a boy or a girl? She got 2 first names? You got 2 first names?
He got 2 first names. He went
Never
to like
trust him.
hockey university too. He's
Oh,
very
yeah?
good. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
A nerd jock?
I know, right?
Did he just become my best friend?
No, because I'm your best friend. And that's how it fucking is.
Oh, man. Well, you got to cut this show short because I have to pee so bad. I've
Okay.
been drinking beer.
I'm going to tell you one quick thing that
Sure.
I am so
I'm ready.
excited about for Universes Beyond, and I'm going to see
Yep.
if I can surprise you again. With the quality of my questions, I surprised you, and with this story, I'm going to surprise you.
Yep.
The thing I am the most excited about in future Universes Beyond sets.
Yep.
It's not cards, it's not IPs per se. I am excited when they're going to do one that I have zero knowledge about because I want to go into one blind and learn about a new thing. And
Oh.
I haven't got to do that yet, and I'm really excited for the day that it happens.
You haven't, there's been no universes beyond that you know nothing about.
That I have not had at least some kind of baseline interaction with. I've never played the game. I've never watched the show. All of them so far I've had some kind of knowledge about, enough that I can look at them and say, yes, they've done a good job. And I'm excited for the day when I can just look at it and be like you with Final Fantasy. What the
Well,
fuck
I
is
know,
this?
I know what Final Fantasy is, though. Like,
Yeah,
I
but you
knew
don't know-
some of the characters, and I knew that it's turn-based, and I
Sure.
knew that stuff.
But like you don't know who anybody is,
What's
probably.
the thing that Uncle Brent, like, we've,
Right.
and
And I'm
we've
not saying
suggested lots. We've suggested, like, Aliens, Predator,
Yeah.
He-Man, wrestling, WWE. That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be a
too.
good one. But it's real people on cards, right?
Yeah. And I know lots about that stuff. I'm sure that there's IPs that are out now that they could do that I would know nothing about. And I'm really excited for when they do that.
Disney princesses.
I know about some Disney princesses.
Frick.
I like Ariel. And I like the lady from The Princess and the Frog. I thought she was cool.
Yeah.
And Moana is my favorite.
Oh,
Because
there
I
you
think
go.
she's a Disney princess.
Yes, she is.
I like
She
Moana
counts.
a lot.
Yeah, she counts. Could we do, like, NFL?
Oh, yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, we could do baseball. Major League
Oh, yeah.
Baseball.
There it is.
There it
I
is.
don't know shit.
Yeah.
I only know what Gary told me when we worked
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
That's all I
We
know.
could
And
do
some of the
baseball.
stuff that you tell me, but I don't listen when you
Yeah.
talk. So only what Gary tells me.
This is true. All of this is true.
So we do have to cut her short. Thank you to the patrons over at patreon.com/CCO podcast for supporting us, for listening to us. We're looking really forward to seeing you in Vegas.
Yeah.
So strap in, baby. It's going to be a wild, wild, wild
Oh my
ride.
God.
Important. We're taking next week off.
Yeah.
But the week following that, we're going to do an episode about the Anything Can Be a Partner Commander event.
Oh yeah, you
So-
did one of those.
So if you're playing in that event this week, or you're thinking about or in a couple of weeks, let us know. Check your local game store. It's probably going to be a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday at the end of June. So get out there, a lot of fun, and let us know what you're playing. Me and Ryan are going to give
Yeah.
a thought on every single deck idea that gets sent our way.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This also gives you a couple of weeks to look at
Yep.
FusionGamingOnline.com. Use CCO Nation promo code. Save 5% off all of your really cool stuff that you're going to buy. And if you're local, you can probably pick up some Pile of Bones Brewing Co. brewskis to
Yes.
drink while you brew the most insane deck you can possibly think of. And it's going to be a great time. So, we'll see you in Vegas. Have a great couple of weeks.
Oh.
And we are going to be back to talk about a really cool event on the next exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!